You may be seated.
Hello. We would like to thank everyone for being here with us this morning as we celebrate this moment that we students have all been waiting for. It is an honor to be surrounded by the people who have encouraged and supported us every step of the way. We would like to thank our parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends, and teachers. Without these admirable mentors leading us through our years, we would be uncertain about where we would be today. It is a privilege to say that we have graduated from Proctor High School. We received an education and collected memories that will last forever. Today is the day we get to celebrate our achievements and successes we have made and will continue to make. Graduation is a way to reflect on the past, but look forward to the future. I believe that we will achieve more than we can imagine once we walk across this stage. As we patiently wait for our diplomas, we are closing an important chapter of our lives, only to open a new chapter filled with more possibilities. These past 4 years has positively impacted us, making us not only a class, but a family. As a student in the class of 2025, I can admit to the challenges we have caused, but I can also admit to the success as a class. We would like to thank everyone who has contributed to our accomplishments. We are forever grateful. Thank you.
Welcome to the class of 2025's graduation. Each year, I have started graduation the same way, by thanking the true heroes of the day, the parents. Graduation is an occasion when all the efforts of parenting can be seen and celebrated. Every diaper you changed, every moment you cheered from the sideline or audience, and every minute that you felt like your heart was walking around outside of your body. Parenting can be a thankless job. So graduates, I'd like you to take a minute and stand up and give a round of applause for your parents in celebration of everything they have done to get you to this moment. Thank you. Today, we gather to celebrate not only the achievements of this graduating class, but the spirit of this small school and a community that has stood strong and supported our work. In a time when small schools like ours are being questioned and in some places threatened with closure or consolidation, let me be clear. What we have here is not small, it's essential. The school is more than a building or a budget. It is where your children are seen, known, and valued. Here, no one gets lost in a crowd, even when they want to. Every student here has a name, a story, and a place to belong. Only in small schools would the principal know who is stealing the staples out of the bulletin board and making something called emotional cups. Right, Colby Martin? I am for sure that only in small schools are the principals offered a sip or bite or whatever Aaliyah Richardson is drinking or eating every single morning. I just want to let you know I have never accepted. And I'm positive that only in small schools would the principal hear about every decision they have made every year for the last 4 years and how to make it better. Right, Assistant Principal Obadiah Tate? Only in small schools are the principals given flowers on senior night, heckled with sarcasm, from students she knows are much smarter than her, and probably gained a significant amount of gray hairs by making sure you all finish the guy here together. And I hope as you move ahead with your lives, I owe you all $1 fine. That these small school memories will live on in your hearts and minds. I know they will live there for me. So congratulations, class of 2025. You have proven that a small school can prepare you for a big world. You have made us all proud, and we're so excited to see the amazing things you accomplish next.
With so many memories contained in these marble walls, and so many more that will be added over the years to come, the class of 2025 would like to take a few minutes to acknowledge the graduating class of 1975. Kim Abrahamson, Christine Anderson, Lawrence Ballou, Chris Bartlett, Gail Beauregard, Gilda Caceres, and Bonnie Carrollton.
Mary Carusi, Catherine Curtis, Terry Delancey, Maureen Flanders, David Trappier, Case Hinton, Scott Jacobowski, Robin Johnson, Freight Kaiser, Richard LaValle, Deborah McCullough, Janet McCullough, and Adolph Macier.
Nancy Nemeth, Mary Susan Ojala, Gerald Brissett, Stephen Rapino, Beverly Rhodes, Teresa Reinhardt, Andrew Smith, Stephen Smith, Mark Selinsky, and Linda Sula.
Clifford Thatcher, Robert Tanner, Mark Tybalt, Steve Turco, Catherine Weidman, Rebecca Wheeler, Elmer Wheeler, Donald Wiggins, Spencer Wood, Thomas Yukunovich, and Steven Zane. So this year we have an extra special recognition as we are joined by our 6 members of the class of 1955 whom we are honoring with the platinum diplomas. Marilyn Crossman. Anita Fergozzi. Michael Giancola. Marilyn Maki. And Margaret Paquette. May we now take a moment of silence in recognition of those graduates who are no longer with us. Thank you.
Hello and good morning. I am Obadiah Tate, the fourth, last, and best installment of the Tate Brigade. I'm here to introduce this year's graduation speaker. She's none other than my very own sister, Grace Tate. She is a 2018 graduate from Proctor High School and went to study environmental science at Wheaton College in Illinois. She currently resides in Chicago, Illinois, and works as an environmental consultant for Arbormetrics. I am honored to sit here and listen to the words of wisdom my sister will impart upon us today. Grace, thank you for being, look at me, Grace. Grace, thank you for being a part of this special ceremony. Not in English. You are a great example of Proctor pride, and you made our little town proud. That's it. You can come up now.
Okay, thank you, Obadiah. That was awesome and not awkward at all. As Obi mentioned, I graduated from Proctor in 2018, which if you're doing the math, was 7 years ago, which can feel like a really long time to me. Sometimes, especially seeing all the people I don't recognize and all the teachers are different. But in the grand scheme of things, this wasn't really that long ago. So while I don't have decades of experience to share with you, I do remember pretty well what it was like to be where you are. And I was really excited, super happy time, but I also kind of hated it. It was horrible for me. I remember trying to navigate the next steps on my own felt incredibly overwhelming at the time. And maybe you don't feel this way, and if that's the case, congratulations, I'm super happy for you. You can tune me out. But if you can relate, I would like to share some words of wisdom that I have gained in my many, many years since graduating that I think would have been helpful for me to hear at the time. So first of all, I want you to know that this next decision you're making, whatever next steps you take, whether they be college, workforce, trade school, or you aren't even sure yet, this one decision is not as big of a deal as you feel it is right now. My senior year, when I was trying to decide which college to go to, I imagined the decision I was making as if I was standing at a fork in the road with all these paths in front of me that I couldn't see down. And there were good and bad paths. And whatever step I made next would lock me on that path and close all others to me, for better or for worse. And I found the weight of this decision and the fear of choosing the wrong path paralyzing. And now credit where credit is due. I do think my dad tried to point out how flawed my thinking was at the time, but I was too angsty to listen to him. But anyway, I have found that this way of thinking is indeed flawed. I saw myself as blindly choosing between paths, some good, some bad. And we use a lot of terms like journey, path, road, whatever, when we talk about the course of someone's life. But I think describing life in this way only makes sense in retrospect. When we talk about the path someone takes in life, it's not, as I believed at the time, a path that is followed. It's rather a path that is forged. When you take these next steps, you're not stepping forward onto an established trail, shrouded in darkness, but are beginning to chart a path for yourself that you can then look back on. This is all, of course, not to say that you shouldn't take your next step seriously. Our decisions, of course, have consequences, and this next decision can be a pretty pivotal one. But I want to reassure you that this one decision alone does not determine everything that is to come. Life is far too long and complex for one choice alone to dictate the entire future. You will have other choices to make, you will have opportunities to change your mind, and things will happen that are outside of your control, for better or for worse. I realize that this perspective of life, one of uncharted terrain rather than a blind path, can be anxiety-inducing in its own way. But I also hope you can find it freeing. You are responsible for making a wise and informed decision when it comes to your next steps. But you are not responsible for determining your entire future right now, because that's just not possible. So, my advice is don't spend too much time trying to. It's of course good to know what direction you're heading in, and to think about the journey you want to have. But also keep in mind that you cannot control the future, and you cannot truly stray from or get stuck on a path that you yourself are creating. Now, I've spent a while talking about what you shouldn't worry so much about, but I don't want you to be off the hook completely. So I'll now tell you what you should be concerned with. While there is a lot that will be out of your control, the thing that you do have control over and responsibility for, which will play a significant role in every decision you make, is your character. The person you are. While you may not know exactly what decisions you'll have to make, you do know who will be making those decisions. Sorry, that was something. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Just gonna go forward. So, like I said, you don't know what decisions you'll have to make, but you do know who will be making those decisions. It will always be you that is forging that path, through the mundane to the major choices that you make. So, while you shouldn't put too much weight on any one individual decision, you should most definitely be concerned with who the person is that is making those decisions. Is this a person you can be proud of and can trust? These past 4 years are incredibly formative for who you become and provide the foundations for context in which you see the world and your place in it. So I encourage you to earnestly examine your experience here and think about the lessons you can take with you. What have you learned from friendships, disputes, failures, successes? What role models have you been given? And how do you want to emulate them? What are some values you want to take with you? And what are some things you maybe want to leave behind? Especially as you go into the broader world, how will your experience at a tiny Vermont school inform your perspective and understanding? Like I said, you can't know what circumstances you'll have to navigate, but you do know who will be at the helm for all of it. So start investing in your personal growth now, and I hope that you can step into whatever comes next as someone you can be proud of, and with confidence that your future self will be equipped to navigate whatever you face. So congratulations, good luck. Everybody here is rooting for you. And for Obi, remember who you are, whose you are, and have more fun than anybody else.
That was a very good speech. I don't know how to follow that up. All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Caden, Ms. Kutcher's favorite class president. I knew for a while I'd have to write a speech for graduation. Did I know how to? Absolutely not, and I still don't. But what I did learn is that it's really hard to write a graduation speech without saying anything cliche. And it's even harder to write a speech when Ms. McElmore sends angry texts to you and Zoe because it's over 2 weeks overdue. Would you expect anything else from Zoe and I, though? No. Waiting till last minute is our tradition. I think that about sums up our class as a whole. Overcoming challenges and making the best of a hard situation. Life won't always be easy. Confined within our school walls lies protection and safety. A net that's right below you, ready to catch you when you fall. Once you leave here today, that net will vanish, and you'll be on your own, unprotected from the harsh realities of life. As you continue on and write your own narrative, face those challenges head on, and don't be afraid to fall. Failure offers you a choice. Get stuck or push through. Focus on the possibilities and make light of a bad situation rather than focus on the distress at hand. And use that energy to motivate yourself. One of our class's greatest challenges was the COVID-19 pandemic. I still remember watching CNN 10 in Mr. Curtis's class and hearing about the pandemic for the first time. In that moment, none of us knew how drastically our lives were about to change. In our small, safe community, we never think bad things would happen to us here. However, the pandemic proved us wrong. Our 2-week break turned into 2 years of struggle through online school, leaving us wondering if things would ever go back to normal. Even through our doubts, we persevered and overcame one of the hardest challenges of our lives. Look at where we are now. Some of us might have fallen a little behind. We still stand here before you today in our caps and gowns, ready to walk across the stage and relive all our childhood memories all at once. I'd like to thank everyone who influenced us along the way. Thank you to my classmates, whether you've been here since kindergarten or joined us recently. I couldn't ask for a more memorable group of people. Especially you, Obadiah. I don't think any of us are ever going to forget you. Thank you to my parents and all the families here today, who still put up with us even when we're making stupid decisions. Without your support and tolerance for us making mistakes, we would have failed a long time ago. To my friends, thank you guys for showing me what true friendship is and for making me laugh. Thank you, Maura, for allowing me to be the best version of myself without any judgment. Even though you've only been in my life for 2 years, it feels like I've known you all along. And last, but certainly not least, all of the amazing teachers and staff at PRHS. You guys are the true heroes, and should all go ask Ms. McElmore for a raise at. Especially Ms. Kutcher and Ms. Fetland for all the hard work you've done for our senior class. To quote Phoebe Bridgers, don't be a stranger. Please don't all become strangers to me. Invite me to your weddings, text me about how college is going, and come say hi when you see me in the grocery store. Although we're splitting off from each other today, it doesn't mean we can't cherish and recall the connection that we have. As we move forward today, remember to always learn from your mistakes, make snarky remarks when things don't go your way, and recognize the positive in a negative moment. Thank you.
Good morning, fellow graduates, esteemed faculty members, families, proud parents, and friends. It's an honor to welcome you all as the salutatorian of our graduating class. Today we stand together on the edge of a new chapter, a chapter outlined but not yet written. That can feel overwhelming, even a little scary, but the first pages we've written here at Proctor have prepared us for whatever comes next. 13 years ago, we began our formal education. For 6 of us, that journey started right here at Proctor Elementary School. But no matter where each of us began, our paths have led us to this shared moment. Those early years taught us far more than just math and reading. We learned how to raise our hands when we had questions, how to share, and how to keep going when something felt hard. Some of those experiences revealed passions that would shape our dreams. Others made it clear what we didn't want to do with our lives. And I've come to believe that's just as valuable. Growth doesn't only come from knowing who we are, it comes from figuring out who we don't want to be too. For me, I've always felt a pull to explore the world beyond our small town. There is so much out there, so many people, places, and ideas waiting to be discovered. And while that meant stepping outside of what felt familiar, I found my most meaningful experiences came from when I challenged myself to go beyond what I knew. And that's what I want to leave with you today. The idea that life doesn't happen or shouldn't happen entirely inside your comfort zone. Whether you leave and one day find your way back or venture far and never return, I hope your choices are guided by curiosity and courage, not by fear or familiarity, because growth lives in the moments when we stretch, when we make bold decisions and when we choose adventure over certainty, and especially when we surround ourselves with people who push us to become the best versions of ourselves even when it's hard. Write this next chapter with intention. Fill it with people who lift you up, with risks that excite you, and experiences that shape you. And never forget, no matter how far we go, we will always carry a piece of this place with us. Proctor will always be our home. The teachers who guided us, the friendships we forged, and the traditions we've lived through, and sometimes grown through, these memories are a part of our foundation. This town, this school, and this moment are woven into who we are. As we step out from under this tent and into the next stages of our lives, let's carry the lessons we've learned and the people who supported us with gratitude. Let's remember that success isn't only measured by the titles we earn or the money we make, but by the passions we pursue and the impacts we leave behind. So, to my fellow graduates and to everyone here who believed in us, supported us, and helped shape us, thank you. Let's cherish the small moments, honor our journey, and look ahead with open hearts and open minds. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2025.
I, Caden Austin, President of the Class of 2025, present to you the Book of Archives and wish the Class of 2026 the best of luck in their senior year.
I, Aaron Brock, President of the Class of 2026, accept the Book of Archives and wish the Class of 2025 much success in their future endeavors. Thank you.
I would like to welcome Superintendent Chris Sell and Quarry Valley Board Member Lisa Miser to the stage for the presentation of the diplomas. Caden Thomas Austin. Natalia Gabriela Mendoza Betts. Emily Ann Burns. Jordan LeBron Cole. Brendan Michael Colty. Xavier Stone Colty. Rowan Annette Dean. Rafael Flores III. Roy Edward Gee. Matthew Michael Grover. Mitchell Patrick Knowles. Colby James Martin. Colin Michael Menard. Lauren Renee Palmer. Rosalie Ann Parker. Jarrett Brian Patch. Zoe Victoria Reynolds. Aaliyah Jessie Richardson. Brogan Scott Sheehy. Connor Matthew Sweet. Obadiah Tom Tate. Shannon Dow Watson. That's all right. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the school board and the state of Vermont, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which you have completed all the requirements. You may now move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, class of 2025.